What up, muchachos? Just one play for this Saturday night's fight night. I'm taking Robert Whittaker to win by decision, plus 135 over Kelvin Gastelum. Why is this fight going to decision? Kelvin Gastelum is a tough guy to stop. He's never been knocked out. The 2 times he was stopped, it was by submission. Whittaker has 1 stoppage victory by submission in his career, and it was way back in 2010 in a cage fighting championships fight. So if he's getting the stoppage, it's by KO. And it's not like Whittaker has been knocking guys out lately. His last KO victory was versus Jacare back in 2017. A KO here for Whittaker would be his first in 4 years and the first KO loss of Gastelum's career. I'll take my chances that doesn't happen and pray that it doesn't turn out the way that Ige versus Tucker play went. I also expect to see some grappling mixed in this fight, possibly from Whittaker, definitely from Gastelum. It was a big part of his win in his most recent fight versus Ian Heinisch. Kelvin did wrestle at the national JUCO level, so he does come from a wrestling background. Unfortunately, Kelvin Gastelum is a victim of the 15-pound weight difference between middleweight and welterweight. He has trouble getting down to 170, but he's a little too small for the 185-pound division. Gastelum is a high-level fighter, make no question about it, and that's why he's been able to overcome the size difference against middleweights like Ian Heinisch, Jacare Souza, a fight he barely won, by the way. He knocks out Michael Bisping, but it was Bisping's last fight of his career, just 3 weeks removed from fighting GSP, so his wins at middleweight have been somewhat questionable. When he's fought the top guys in the middleweight division, Chris Weidman, Darren Till, Israel Adesanya, he's come up short, pun intended, and there's no reason not to expect the same Saturday night when he faces the clear #1 contender at middleweight. Using his wrestling would be smart of Kelvin. I just don't think he's going to be successful doing so. I'm not entirely certain he's got the wrestling advantage in this fight. Whittaker wrestled at the national level in Australia as recently as 2018. He spent a lot of time working on his jiu-jitsu lately, and Whittaker has been in there with wrestlers of a much higher caliber than Kelvin Gastelum. Brunson tried and failed 3 times to take Whittaker down in their short fight. Yoel Romero, an Olympic silver medalist in wrestling, shot for 28 takedowns over 10 rounds versus Whittaker and only landed 7 of them and still lost both fights. And Yoel was a massive middleweight. Obviously, he's fighting at light heavyweight now over in Bellator. Gastelum is a small middleweight, doesn't have the wrestling pedigree of a Yoel or Brunson. If they didn't have success wrestling versus Whittaker, no reason to believe Gastelum will. On the feet, both guys are really good. Kelvin is a really good boxer, very slick with his setups, slip counters. He's very good with his hands. Doesn't mix in the kicks as much as Whittaker does. Whittaker much more of an all-around kickboxer than Kelvin is. And the biggest difference is defensively. Again, both guys are very good. 59 striking defense for Kelvin, 60% for Whittaker. That's as good as it gets. But obviously they've had different opponents at different times in their careers. Both guys fought Darren Till relatively recently. Till landed 5 more shots on Whittaker, but their fight was 2 rounds longer. 41% strike accuracy versus Whittaker, 53% versus Gastelum. Whittaker's definitely better on the feet. The wrestling is a toss-up. Gastelum's 2 stoppage losses have been by submission. Whittaker has never subbed anyone in the UFC. A plus B equals Robert Whittaker by decision, plus 135. Thanks for listening. Best of luck if you're tailing. Have a great day.